Hey, beautiful woman. Hey, handsome dude. Before you start dating, listen to this. Especially if you are a prophet or a prophetic person, you have to understand what's after you, what runs in your bloodline, what has been after you. For example, if there are narcissists in your bloodline, if there are narcissists in your family, that's the Jezebel spirit. That spirit is going to be a familiar spirit in your family, and it's going to continue to seek you out. Hear me. If it can't get in you, if it can't operate in you, it's going to pair itself to you. This means that you're going to have a lot of people who are narcissists, aka people who are demonized, coming after you. And because it's a familiar spirit, it knows you. After all, what do you think the word familiar means? It knows how to navigate your personality to get into your heart. This is why God says, guard your heart, for out of it pours the issues of life. This is also why God tells us to test the spirit. That spirit will come and try to be your best friend. It will try to be your lover. It will do everything it can to remain a part of your life. In other words, demons are stalkers. The worst kind ever. Being in the ministry of deliverance, I've heard demons speak out of people's mouths and say, please don't cast me out. I'm not finished yet. Or, don't cast me out. I'm going to get in trouble. You see, when an unclean spirit is cast out of a person, that spirit has to go back to its superior and it's going to be tortured by a superior. It's going to get in trouble. I know that may sound a little wild, but it's the truth. I've seen demons freak out whenever I say, for example, go tell your superior that you failed. They cry, they beg, they plead, but ultimately they have to come out. And if you have not accepted the call on your life, if you have not come to understand what's after you, if you haven't sought the kingdom of God first, which according to Matthew 6:33 is your assignment, you're going to keep running to what's familiar to you. You're going to run out of the arms of one narcissist and into the arms of another one. That is until you lose the health of your mind. What do you think the enemy is after? Understand this, when you're dealing with a prophet or a prophetic person, the one thing that they need above all else is their credibility. And if you lose your mind, you're no longer credible. Nobody's going to want to listen to you. So the enemy goes out of his way to steal your voice and your credibility before you know who you are. Again, that's why there are so many schizophrenic prophets and prophetic people out there. And let me say this, before you start getting out there wanting to date anybody, please get familiar with the ministry of deliverance. Get comfortable with casting out demons. I wish I had known this years ago. Before you get married, before you date, you want to be able to discern spirits. See, I can go on a date and prophesy to a dude right there at the table. All the same, whenever you get married, you want the ability to cast out demons because people need deliverance at minimum 4 times a year. If the two of you learn how to cast demons out of each other, you'll be almost undefeatable. So before you start dating, chase the kingdom of God and say yes to the call on your life. And God will give you the authority and everything you need to stay sane. Happy dating.